So we got this 36-year-old mother that's probably about to go to prison for the rest of her life because she shot this 20-year-old statutory rapist in the back of his head because she caught him hiding under her 13-year-old daughter's bed. Now, this is one of them situations to where she's morally justified, but lawfully wrong. A lot of people are saying that she did nothing wrong, but through the eyes of the law, she did. Now, I have no sympathy for this motherfucker. I think he's an evil bastard, and she did nothing wrong in my opinion. But my opinion doesn't matter in the eyes of the law. I mean, you can't call it a crime of passion because the rapist was leaving. It's considered a crime of passion when you do some shit on the fly. But he was actually leaving and got popped in the back of the head, in which he deserved it. But at the end of the day, all we could do is hope that this woman is set free, but more than likely she's not gonna be, because through the eyes of the law, she was wrong. So we got this 36-year-old mother that's probably... So with that being said, you know, that's a video that I made earlier on my Instagram when I was leaving the barbershop, right? And I stand by that, right? So a lot of people, to include myself, we personally feel that this woman did nothing wrong, right? But through the eyes of the law, she probably did everything wrong. So let's look at the actual documentation, right? So she said that she did what she had to do, in which I agree with that. I think the majority of us can agree with that, right? So it says, Memphis. A mother was charged with murder after she allegedly shot and killed an adult man she found under her daughter's bed. According to an affidavit obtained by WMC and WREG, officers responded to a report of a shooting at a residence at around 1:45 a.m. on July 16th. Police spoke with 36-year-old Kendra Scott upon arriving at the house, who told them that she saw a dude under her kid's bed. Per the affidavit, "I did what I had to do," she reportedly said. Police identified the victim as 20-year-old Rodarius Morton, but did not disclose how old Scott's daughter was. And as of now, we're hearing 13, right? That's what they say. They say she was 13. A girl at the residence who was not specifically identified as Scott's daughter reportedly told police that Morton was invited into the home at around 1 a.m. and that Scott came home at around 1:30 a.m. She said that before Scott came in, she was banging on the front door asking, "Who's at my house?" The girl told police that Scott previously said, "If I see a boy in this house, then I'll put a hole in his ass." Scott went inside and found Morton beneath her daughter's bed and told him to get out my house, B-word. As Morton was leaving and exited onto the front porch, Scott allegedly shot him in the back of the head. Scott was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and employment of a firearm during the commission of a felony. So I'm going to tell y'all like this, right? People got mad at me, right? That's why I tell you, like, your lack of emotional intelligence has nothing to do with me, right? I agree with y'all. I agree with the majority of everybody when it comes to this case, right? She did no wrong, you know, F that dude, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But through the eyes of the law, Mrs. Scott was in the wrong. Because at the time of the shooting, the perpetrator, he was not a threat. He was not a threat, right? See, that's why I say a lot of y'all are low IQ, right? Because a lot of people are claiming that I'm defending the guy. I am not defending this idiot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not defending him. But through the eyes of the law, you cannot delete somebody if they're not posing a threat. Now, if she would have did it as soon as she caught him under that bed, that would be a different ball game, right? That would be a completely different story. But the fact that they actually had conversation, they actually talked for a little bit, and as he was leaving the premises, he was shot in the back of the head, that could potentially be a murder charge, first degree, premeditated, right? Now, before I continue, let's talk about the daughter. right? The daughter is she's clearly fast tracking. She's fast tracking her life. She's 13 years old and she's already smashing a grown ass man. I'm positive that this wasn't the first time that that daughter did this, whether it was with that man or somebody else. I am positive she's done this before, right? So I'm not blaming the mother. I'm not doing none of that. But at the end of the day, the daughter is probably learning from the mother because I don't see no husband involved. I don't see no father involved. I'm pretty sure that this daughter's mother is a single mother and she probably got dudes that come to the house and that be smashing her. I'm pretty sure that daughter has seen plenty of men come through that house. So it is what it is. And once again, I'm not justifying. I'm not justifying because I know some of y'all gonna try to put words in my mouth because y'all are low IQ and y'all want to hear the things that y'all hear. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I don't want to say that this is a sad situation. But then again, it is, right? Now, all the mother had to do was practice emotional intelligence and she wouldn't be behind bars right now. You know what I mean? You can't do what she did. And even though if she's morally correct, because in my opinion, she's morally correct. I think the majority of us can agree on that. But you just cannot take the law into your own hands. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So those are key details in this case. The fact that the man was not an intruder, you know what I'm saying? And the daughter actually let the man in and tried to hide the man from her mother. These are key details. These are key details, right? So I'm going to follow this case and see what eventually happens to Mrs. Scott. But it's not looking too well for her. This is going to be hard to fight in court because you can't say it's a crime of passion. You can't say that because you gave it time to dissolve. You know what I'm saying? You gave him time to walk away and he did walk away. He did leave and you put one in the back of his head as he was leaving. You just can't do that. You can't. So y'all let me know what y'all think. This is a very interesting case. It's your boy TJ the Realist. I would try to keep y'all updated, but I think this case is clear cut. But we'll see. We'll see. It's your boy TJ the Realist. New videos coming soon.